Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. I am going to play with one of these girls. These are from Natalie May Scrapbooking. These are absolutely stunning images, and I think the fact that they're black and white, it means that there's so much you can do with them. And I think I want to play with this lady. So these are called Maria. I haven't got any of these on my website, but I'm hoping to bring some back when I go to Australia. I know I keep mentioning this. You'll all be like, oh my God, you're mentioning that again. I know, it's a big deal. It feels like a big deal right now. So I think I want a contrast with that really bold image. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some scribble sticks. And I'm going to go straight onto, well, I say scribble sticks and Neo Colour 2s. I'm going to go straight in and just add some colour onto this. And I might use a combination of scribble sticks and so I've got a bit of kind of paint blobs and things on this page from previous, I think from when I was doing this one, from my stencils and things that have picked up, but that doesn't matter. It just adds to that layering, doesn't it? That's the way to look at it, I think. I use that green. So for those of you that don't know, Neo Colour 2s and scribble sticks are sticks of pigment colour. They're water soluble. So I can scribble these on, and then I'm going to go in with a big brush and just brush them over the top. They are really fun to play with because you can do all sorts of things with them. In fact, I'm going to activate them with gesso. Let's do that. You know I love rainbows, right? Just adding more colours into them just makes them even more fun. Okay, so you don't have to just activate with water, you can activate with gesso as well, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go, I'm just going to brush over, and you'll make these really beautiful pastel shades. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So I need to wash that off now. I don't have a cloth at the minute, so I am going to use a kitchen roll. I generally tend to use, actually let me just find a cloth. It's all right, Lola. Let's go with this one. This is quite a big one, but I'll just cut it in half. So just going to rinse that off, dry it off, get as much of the moisture off there as I can, pick up a bit more gesso, and then just move further down the page. And as long as I keep my strokes in the same place, it will activate those pigments. I might just, oh yeah, I love that. Let's do that at the end. Let's go over, oh sorry Lola, splattering her. That is pretty. I love what's happened there. So I just went in with my brush a little bit damp. And it just helps move that gesso around a little bit. So that's fun. So see here where it's not quite spread smoothly, which doesn't necessarily matter, but gosh, it's fun to just play with kind of moving those pigments around a little bit. I have a really bad habit of working right on the edge of my mat. I don't know why I do that. Keep checking on camera. So you can see the colours aren't as vibrant, but they are pretty. And also, using gesso means that these colours might not reactivate as much as they would do because it's water soluble. So if I'd just gone in with water and then I'd maybe gone in with, I don't know, like a Stabilo oil and then tried to water activate that, it would have activated the colours. This might help seal them a little bit. So I'm just going to give that a little blot and then go over this bit here. So I can lift some of the gesso off doing this and then reveal some darker flashes of colour, which are quite nice. I really like that. So, one of those things that lots of artists I follow say is, don't fall in love with your background. So this is pretty and I like it, but I am going to cover quite a significant amount of it up when I add on my focal image. So that's why it's kind of important that, yeah, I like it, but I don't like it that much that I don't want to put this lady on there. So, and I'm not going to use all of her, I'm just going to use some. So I'm just going to plug my heat tool in. Isn't that pretty? You see how those colours have just kind of gone a bit pastel. It's lovely. So I want to work out how much of her I want to use, and I think I will cut it off by that where I've folded. And then I'm going to grab my water brush and as close as I can and she's going to go down here. I'm just going to be fussy now and just nibble some of these extra bits off around her face and hair and a little bit here. So just by wetting it, you can then go in really carefully and just remove those extra bits that you don't want. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, that's good enough. Okay. So let's grab some stencils. These are stencils that I've designed for Nat, and they are all available on my website. page with those waves. Okay. So when I stick her on, I am going to put some white behind her face. In fact, I can probably do that just on here. So if I get a smallish brush, like this one, nope, not like this one, and just lightly brush that on the back of there. As long as I'm careful and I don't kind of massage it through, it will just add a bit of opacity to that white, which means the colours on the background won't show through quite as much. Nearly stuck it on then. Of course that would stick. Right, so she's going to go here, and let's just put that there, then I can kind of see where my stenciling needs to go. I think I want to go. I've definitely got favourite colours. Definitely. Malachite and iris. Let's go with a bit of malachite. Okay, I'm going to grab a sponge. I'm just going to dampen it a little. I don't often do this where I use a whole stencil on a page. I just think that's what I'm going to do today because that's how I feel. So I'm going to merge iris into malachite just by going in with a lighter touch with the sponge. Art journal pages don't have to be complicated. They can be super straightforward. Playing with colour. I really like that effect with those rainbow colours behind. That is really pretty. Okay, so let me just make sure she's nice and dry. And then I'm going to get my matte medium and stick that on there. So you notice that isn't activating any of those colours because the gesso has sealed it. Right, let's get you on there, Mrs. And the white gesso behind her face is stopping those colours coming through. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily matter that she'd got a kind of funky coloured face, would it really? That would be okay. Okay, so quite like that. Let's give that a dry. So her hair has gone a little bit light, so what I'm going to do is just grab a smaller brush, maybe this one. and a bit of black, and I'm just going to paint that in. Oh, that's gone crunchy. So I can then use this image in any way that I want to. Once I've got that kind of guide there, I can go in and darken her hair. I can give her a tint to her skin tone if I like. I can leave it as it is. It's like using those face stencils. It's all about just kind of having a starting point, particularly if, you know, you're less confident drawing faces yourself. And what I can also do here is go over those edges of the collage paper and just extend that out a bit. I kind of wanted to have a bit of a funky curly head. Okay, and then I think I might just go in and bring a bit more darkness to her neck as well. Okay, kind of like that. So what I think this needs now is it needs some black pulling across here. And I will probably go in with a text stencil as well over the top. One thing that you can find if you use pigment sticks on your page is that it's then difficult to get pens to work over the top of them. So by doing this technique where you've sealed it with the gesso, it does make that a little bit easier. Just they've got quite a creamy texture, particularly the Neocolor 2s. Okay, I think I'm going to just go over some of her face features a little bit because they've gone a little bit light as well. I just want to pull those forwards a bit. So all I'm doing here is just going over the marks that are already there. And that will just help to kind of pull her forwards a little bit. Let's give her a rosy cheek as well. Why not? Now this might not show up brilliantly, but I think sometimes finding a black that works on top of another black is a fun way to add a bit more dimension. So it'll only be in certain lights when this catches. Kind of, you see that there? That's all right, Lola. Thank you. Good girl. Shh, shh, shh. Good girl. So she's now looking quite funky, isn't she? think I'd quite like to bring a little bit more black stamping on here. Stenciling, I mean. So let me put that back on there. Let's find one that's got some smallish. Oh, I know, that one's going to work perfectly. Is this like graduated, faded diamonds? Good girl. Thought she was going to start shouting then. Okay. And then we need some white on here. Okie dokie. Like that. Now we need some words to go on here. Let's have a look through Marlene's quotes. That's quite funny. I came, I saw her left early. Looking for my fan brush, my much loved no, not you two. Yeah, we need more than that. Oh, she's got pink spots on her face. Oh well. There we go. There's a nice quick page. Does this need a bit of a border going on? I think it does. There we go. Nice easy page using lots of Natalie May scrapbooking products and adding those fun details onto the hair using, this was an Artex paint pen. Found them on Amazon. The way the ink lays down is slightly different to Posca pens. It's got a little bit of a shine to it, so it's quite nice for doing little techniques like that. Yeah, okay, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.